One. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to the Infinite and Abundant podcast, where I take you on a journey to rediscovering just how infinitely powerful and abundant you truly are. I am Vicky, your host, and today we're going to talk about a question and a topic that has been coming up all throughout the week. So I wanted to address it with a podcast episode. All right. So the question that has been asked of me throughout the week is, how do I feel abundant while also having a budget? And how do I have an abundance mindset while in debt? I so love this question, and we're going to unpack it today. All right. But before we jump in, all right, let me show you what I'm drinking tonight. Okay, first of all, check out my super cute little teapot. I absolutely adore it. It's glass and it has metal and it keeps me nice and cozy and warm. And I'm drinking my one of my absolutely favorite blends. So this is my hibiscus blend, and it's called the Cherry Hibiscus Aromatica blend. And the reason is that it is infused with hibiscus as the base, apples. Then I also layered in cherries. It also has berries in it. So this is basically one drink full of antioxidants. I mean, look at how delicious this is. It's absolutely divine. It smells fruity. It smells like very like lots of berries and that hibiscus flavor to it, but it also has a little bit of tartness because of the cherries in it. So, anyways, it's antioxidants in a cup. So it's full of vitamin C, it's full of antioxidants, really great for cold weather. Also, really great as preventative care because, as you know, antioxidants, it helps prevent disease. It also helps boost your immunity. So, just a really, really delicious tea. I'm going to take a sip and we're going to jump right into it. Mm, so, so good. All right. So, let's talk about the abundance mindset while also having a budget. First of all, I don't like the word budget, and I'll tell you why. So when you think about budget, the moment that we say that word, there is this association and a trigger, at least for me, that comes up in my body. What do I think of when I think of budgets? I think of lack. It really puts me into very much a lack energy. And whenever I think budget, I think budget cuts. It could be me, or it could be just the way that we are conditioned and programmed as in our society. But the moment you hear budget, you hear cuts right there with it. So what does that mean? That means you're cutting something. That means that you're reducing. And the moment that you start to get into the energetics of something being like you're cutting, it's like the same thing as when you say, I'm losing weight. Did you know that when you use the word losing weight, you immediately start to associate it with a lack energy? Instead of using the word losing weight, you should be using the word releasing weight, because now you're just releasing that which doesn't belong to you, which you no longer need. So it's the same thing with budget. I don't use the word budget. I use my financial alignment plan because that gets me into an energy of creating a financial picture for myself that is in alignment with the life that I want to live, with the life that I want to feel in my body and to feel in my energetic body. So that's the very first thing I would say to you is just change the language that you're using. Stop using the word budget and start calling it your financial alignment plan. That's pointer number one. Pointer number two, stop using the word debt. And I love what Bashar says about words and language. He says that our words are our spells. Because think about it. What do we do with words? We spell them. Spelling. So, what are you doing? Every single word that you use carries a certain vibration with it. So when you say, oh my God, all of this debt, that immediately starts to put you into a fear energy, that puts you into a lack energy, and you're continuing to reinforce this energy of fear and lack. So instead of using words like debt, what if you used it as my past blessings and investments in myself? Now, doesn't that sound so much more fun, interesting, joyous, and abundant? Just by shifting that one word. So instead of looking at the roster of what you might owe to creditors or whomever, rephrase it and start to recircuit that in your energetic body as your past blessings and investments in yourself. Because they are blessings, whatever they came from, whether it was from going out and because you were having fun, or whether it came from investments that you made in your education, or whatever it may have been. In the moment that you were investing into that, you were doing it from an energy of, I want to do this, or I'm excited to do this. I'm excited to go to this restaurant and enjoy it. Listen, I'm not justifying spending money unwisely or spending the money that you don't have, but you can't change the past. So instead of judging yourself for it, and instead of creating this negative vibration around it, around the circumstance, let's just start having fun with it. Let's just start making money fun. How's that? Um, so that is the first thing that I would tell you is let's just start changing the language that you use. So cut that word out, budget, and cut that word debt out of your vocabulary. Okay. And listen, I'm going on this journey with you. I literally did the same thing. So I was sitting and I said, what past and current blessings and self-investments? This is my notebook. I kid you not. Um, am I accounting for, or, or I don't know, having a fear pattern arise, right? Like I'm really rewiring myself and and learning to feel a lot safer in my body around money and around my money circumstances. So I'm going on this journey with you. So I'm super excited about that. All right. So that was, let's change our language. Step number two, let's get into an attitude of gratitude. Now, my spiritual listeners, you know that the moment that you're in an attitude of gratitude, what happens? You shift in your vibration. When you shift in your vibration, what happens? You start to open up your vessel, your energetic body, to synchronicities, to possibilities. Joe Dispenza talks about this all the time. The moment that you shift into gratitude, that's the moment that you relax in your body, you start to feel safe in your body. And what happens? You start to open yourself up to new possibilities, to new ways of seeing things, or to reimagining your circumstances. And the more that you are in that energy of gratitude, the more that the possibilities and synchronicities start to just get magnetized into your energy sphere, into your life. Now, practical application. Here's what I do. I have a journal by my bedside. In my journal, I write out every single night before I go to sleep. So, this is how I want to go to sleep. I want to go to sleep in an energy of gratitude, of abundance. But in my journal, I will write out 3 things, 5 things, however many things that I am grateful for. And listen, it's up to you what you choose to focus on that you're grateful for. Make sure that at least one of those things are money related. So, what could that be? sometimes I'm just grateful for the fact that I can afford to go and to buy myself a cup of coffee when I want to buy my cup of coffee. So it's not about me winning the lottery. It's not about me getting a job that pays me double the money. No, it's really, really just simple little things that I start to focus on. And I'm like, wow, that is abundance. Just being able to go and buy yourself a cup of coffee when you want it, that's abundance. Or if I see a homeless person or I see somebody who's having a hard time, being able to give, like even if it's $1, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. The amount doesn't matter. But the fact that I'm in a position to share and to give, that in itself feels so beautiful and so abundant. And I'll tell you a story. I was at the gym one night and I was walking. I'm not very proud of this story, but I think that it's important for our true selves and for us to share what we go through, right? So I was walking out of the gym and I had my purse, my bag across my shoulder, and I'm walking to the car. It is cold. It's miserable. All I want to do is get into the car at this point. I'm just in a hoodie and it's like 19 degrees outside. Now, this woman comes up to me and she says, "Do you have anything that you could give me?" It was like near a supermarket. There's a supermarket right next to the gym. So she walks up to me and she says, "Do you have anything that you could give me? Is there anything you could have?" She's like, "Please." And I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I just have my phone on me," which is 95% of the time true that I only have my phone. And in my phone, I have a credit card and I never have any cash on me because I just figure I can just pay with my Apple Pay, right? Like, and everybody accepts it now. So I never carry any kind of currency on me. But this time I actually did have my wallet because it has my driver's license. But, I was so programmed to just giving that as an answer that that's what I said to this woman. And then I just kept running to my car. I come into my car, I sit down, and it just didn't feel right. It didn't sit well with me to be so out of integrity and to just have, number one, dismiss somebody who's asking me for help. And number two, to lie. That's the truth. I just didn't tell her the truth because it was convenient in the moment. So I'm sitting there, the car is running, and I open up my wallet and I'm like, okay, do I have cash? I look in my wallet. I have cash. The smallest bill I had in my wallet was a 20. And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Like, what am I going to go ask her for change? Like, I can't ask this woman for change. I'm like, am I going to go into the supermarket and ask for change to give to this woman? I'm like, forget it. I'm like, you know what? The universe is so abundant. It is so abundant and it has blessed me in so many ways. I'm so deeply grateful for the abundance that I do have. I literally went into my pocket, into my wallet, grabbed the $20. I ran to her. It was freezing. I ran to her. I gave it to her. And when she saw that I gave her a $20 bill, she literally looked up and she said, "Oh," she said, "thank you. Thank you. God bless you." And I could see the relief on her. I could see the relief on her face. And I thought to myself, what if that was the difference between her eating tonight or her children or her grandchildren eating tonight? She was an older woman, and her not eating tonight. And if I had given her $1, maybe she wouldn't have been able to buy anything substantial. At least now she could buy some fruits or bread and at least 3 or 5 things. And that's how the universe works. We're all one. We're a sum of one, someone, and sum of one. And so I just think about that, right? And that went into my journal. And I was so grateful that I could give 20. I'm so grateful if I can give 100. You know, when the fires in LA happened, we were giving and giving because we were getting matches at work. So we just gave and we wanted to double and triple through our companies the impact that we could make. And I'm grateful that the universe gives me so that I can also give. Because what's money? Money, it's just a currency. It's current. It's a currency. So it's energy. It flows. Money has to flow in and out. Because if you're going to hoard the money, it's going to just sit, wither, and die. It's an energy. It needs to flow. It needs to flow. It needs to flow out so that more can come in. That's beautiful. That's natural and it's perfect. So, anyways, I totally digressed, but this gratitude journal, sit and reflect. One, two things that are money related that remind you just how deeply abundant you are. All right. Tip number two, let's start shifting our perspective. So, there's a beautiful framework that talks about the energy of that we can be in. So you could be in an energy of something is happening to me. So that's a victim mindset. That's, life is happening to me, right? What is that? Lack, victim mentality. Now, if you know who you truly are, a spiritual being, then you know that you are a magnificent, infinite, powerful being. So can life really be happening to you, to the real you, to the ego, to the small self? Sure, that's how life can be perceived. But to the true essence of the I am, life is never happening to it. To the soul, at us as spiritual beings, is life happening to us? No. Life is happening for us. Life is happening for us. Life is happening through us. And life is being lived, experienced as us, right? So there's the to, for, through. So it's to me, for me, through me, as me, right? That's kind of like the ascension that we go through. And so when you start to shift, even whether you're in debt, quote unquote, or looking at your past blessings and investments, even when you're looking at your circumstance that way, what if you reframed it and you say, what is this money circumstance trying to teach me? Thank you that this money circumstance is here because it is teaching me such valuable lessons that it's going to open up my vessel so that I can receive and do bigger and greater things because now I am learning these lessons. I can receive more as a result of having had these lessons and having overcome these lessons. So, what if you start to trust that even this circumstance that you're perceiving as negative, if you start to see it as happening on purpose? And what if you start to reframe it and you start to realize that debt or these past blessings and investments are temporary and that life isn't always going to be like this? This too shall pass, as King Solomon said. This too shall pass. So see the circumstance as temporary and see it as passing because it's going to pass. It will. It always does. And let's talk about my tip number 3. I want you to reflect on just how abundant you truly are. And let's break that up. What are your current assets? And I don't just mean monetary assets. I'm talking real assets. What? So let's start with just being healthy. Let's start with being alive. Let's start with being alive during this very interesting time in history and getting the opportunity to experience it. How's that? On a practical level, on a pragmatic level, what if you started to lean into and write out, what do I know? What skills do I have that I'm taking for granted? Now, I can give you one, and I can very genuinely tell you. Let's say you're really good at social media, but you might not even realize that you're really good at social media. Like you just take photos, you put them on Instagram, you make quick reels, you edit everything, and it feels so easy to you that you don't even realize that this is a skill that many people don't have. For example, me, or, so many entrepreneurs out there who don't have the time or don't have the skill set to build up their social media following. Why? They don't know how to take photography really well with the iPhone. Hello. My kids are making fun of me all the time that I don't know how to do selfies. I don't know how to hold the phone right. I don't know how they take photos with just one finger. I literally can't master this thing. So that is a skill set that I'm sure so many people take for granted. But what you don't realize is that entrepreneurs like me, even those that are in their 40s, really struggle with their social media presence. So, what could you do with that? You could leverage that as your side hustle. You could try to get a client or two. That's a way for you to lean into a skill set that you don't even, that you just take for granted because it's so easy to you, so that you can build up more revenue coming in at the top of the funnel, right? Like, because you've got to make money in order to be able to address your past blessings and investments. So that's just one thing that I want you to start listing out. What are the things that are so native and intuitive to me that I don't even think I could charge other people money for, that you actually could and could bring so much value to somebody else? So that's one. What do you know? Two, who do you know? Who lives in your neighborhood? Who owns a store in your area? What second degree contacts do you have in your circle of acquaintances and people that you know who could either give you information, give you insights, point you in the right direction, who you could network with for a job, for a business idea that you're thinking about to help, to be your customer or client? Who could you lean into and literally write out? My hairdresser, they know these people. The coffee shop owner, they know these types of people. My LinkedIn, um, professional network, they could help me with this. People at my church, at my temple, right? They're all circles and communities that you could tap into to start networking with. All you got to do sometimes is you just have to tell people that you are looking for help or you're looking for that connection. And I genuinely believe that people are innately good. And if you ask them for help, they will want to help you. That's it. So, who do you know? What do you know? Who do you know? And of course, always, always, always focus on the abundance that you do have. So, let me tell you a story. In the summer, we went to the Caribbean and we went to an island in Anguilla. And while we were there, or Anguilla, I'm not really sure how you say it, when we went there, what I noticed is that, number one, they had this road. It was like one major road in the entire country on the island. And all you could do was drive 20 miles an hour while you were on that road. So even the infrastructure was quite bumpy. The country itself was so small and so limited. And I was thinking about like, wow, we take for granted all the things that we have here in the United States. And listen, no place is perfect, but we have roads, we have infrastructure, we have over 300 people, 300 million population. So we have like a really sizable market. We have pretty good internet everywhere. So the market size, even if you had a physical product and you just wanted to ship it here in the United States, you have a pretty large and a sizable market that you can go out to and sell your product to. We have so many businesses, we have so many consumers. So we just have a really big marketplace that we could go to where we could try to sell our products or services. And that really is just helped me realize that just by the fact that we live in this country, just by that fact alone, it opens up to tremendous amount of opportunity. So I want you, when you're feeling down, when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling hopeless, and we all do, I want you to remember that these abundant blessings are here and available to you. So that's what I have. That's what I got. I hope that you found this conversation helpful and useful. And to very quickly recap, lesson number one, watch what you're quote unquote spelling. What words are you using? Are you using budget or are you using past investments? Are you using language like debt or are you looking at things like financial alignment plans? What language are you using? And spell the words, spell the energy that you want to bring into your life that spell abundance. Two, gratitude. Practice attitude of gratitude because that opens you up to miracles and possibilities beyond your wildest dreams. Three, shift your perspective and remember that everything is temporary and see this circumstance that you're looking at as a gift. It is a gift. It's opening you up to bigger, for you to become a bigger vessel when you master this circumstance so that you can receive even more. So shift your perspective and get out of the victim mindset and get into that self-embodied, empowered mindset. And lesson number four, write out what your current assets are, your current blessings, both energetic as well as just very, very practical assets. So your health is an asset. The love that you have in your life is an asset. Living in a country full of opportunity is an asset. The skills that you have that you're taking for granted, that's an asset. And having access to people in your circles, in your communities, is an asset. All right. So, having told you all of this, I have super exciting news to share with you. All right, I need another sip of my tea to just keep me going. But drum roll, please. So, I am so excited to tell you this. Number one, so many people have been coming to me asking me for help with how to navigate their financial lives and how to navigate their financial circumstance to health, how to bring it to health. So that could be wealth building or paying down your past blessings and investments, or how to be in an energy of abundance while also creating financial alignment plans. But, And the thing is, a lot of people struggle with financial wellness and financial health because we are not taught these skills in high school. We're not taught these skills in college. We don't know how to invest. We don't know how to build our wealth. We don't know how to manage our money. We don't know the tricks of the trade. And because of that, all we're doing is we're just falling behind constantly. And we're playing the catch up game instead of being ahead of the game. What does that mean? That means if inflation is rising at 7% and we're getting pay raises at 2 or 3%, there's now a 4% gap in what you're making versus what you're spending. So, how are you supposed to keep up with the cost of living, to keep up with the inflation? Well, that's through wealth building, that's through investing. And so that's why I am going to be hosting a free live Q&A on March 13th at 7:30 East Coast time. And I'm going to be sharing with you about all the wisdom that I've accumulated about financial wellness and financial health and how to truly live an abundant life. And it's going to focus both on the energetics of money, but also the practical applications of money. Like, how do you read a stock chart? What's the difference between a mutual fund and an ETF? What is a good rate of return? How do you even think about that? What are those measures? So the history of finance. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of educating, but it's going to be more of a hot seat type of Q&A session. So I really just want to be there. I want to help you. I want to help answer your questions in any way that I possibly can. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do know a little bit about finance. So I'm happy to point you in the right direction. And I am going to be launching a course that is going to take you on a journey towards your financial abundance, your financial health and wellness. And I am so super excited. It's coming. I will be telling you all about it. But for now, I just want to be here. I want to be of service to you. I want to answer your questions, and then we can go on a bigger and a broader journey on this topic. So, can't wait to see you. The link to sign up for the Q&A is going to be in the show notes. So I'm extremely excited about that. Just sign up. It's free. You'll walk away with insights. You will be hearing from other people that have questions. And I absolutely can't wait to see you there. I can't wait to meet you. I'm so grateful that you're here. I don't take your time. I don't take your attention for granted. And all I can say is thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And if you love this show, please comment, please subscribe, please tell others to follow this podcast. And if you know of friends, family, pets, anybody who could benefit from this content, then I would be forever grateful if you would share it with them and if you would have them follow and subscribe to the show as well. All right. With that, let me remind you to be what? Be infinite, be abundant because you are infinitely abundant. You are so infinitely abundant. Have an amazing week, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye.